Welcome everybody to Audacity Mode Essential Circle. Ah! This is Tiffany and Kirsten's over there too. You got to say something for the pop up.
Oh, well, hello. I didn't know I had to say something to pop up.
Yeah, because it bounces back and forth depending on who's talking.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. Hey, I am so excited. What a great week this has been in Essential Circle. The check-in portion of this conversation is all about our 15-day challenge. How has everyone been doing? I'll tell you, we're like 3, 4, 5 days in. I forgot to put something today. I didn't forget. I went to church and then I went and had chicken dinner. Yummy, yummy. And then I got home and now I'm on here. So I will post something for today. But yesterday was the clean something out. Declutter a room. How many of you managed to declutter a room yesterday?
I didn't declutter.
I kind of did. What about you, Kirsten?
Declutter a whole room. I changed my kind of more summer clothes to my more winter clothes, which just is like going from short sleeves to long sleeves because, you know, the desert.
Yeah, decluttering, that's that one thing that, you know, you got to plan for, and I wasn't planning for it, but I'm getting ready for to put Christmas decorations up. So I am like cleaning stuff up and putting stuff away. Cleaned off the patio. So I didn't really do a room, but getting all the summer stuff off the patio and put away so I can start decorating for Christmas. And then we had a gratitude list and we had what else? I don't remember and I don't have it up, but there's 2 or 3 things and I try to participate every day, but I'd love to hear how you guys are doing and staying involved with us to prepare coming into the holidays. That's why we put this 15-day challenge out there. We're so excited about what we are going to talk about today. It actually came up in a conversation last night. I personally myself have been involved in different mastermind groups. If you don't know what a mastermind group is all about, they're really popular with entrepreneurs and people looking to develop themselves. And there's usually a high dollar investment with a mastermind group. And I've been involved in a couple of them. And we were talking about this and discussing it. I was going through my Facebook yesterday and saw some people and I was like, I know these people. And they were all in a group in a picture and they all looked the same. And I was like, that's weird. Look at this. And I was showing them to everyone. Look at this. They all look the same. Everybody looks the same. And I wondered, and we got to talk.
Is it okay if we describe that they were all like wearing like the same kind of jeans and the same kind of jackets, but not in a purposeful way? This wasn't like everybody had like a logo kind of shirt on. This was like almost like it was a fashion
skinny jeans.
Yeah,
they were all like jeans. They were all tan. Their hair was done a specific way. It was like, I don't know. It was like being back in high school and you had the popular crowd and you had the non-popular crowd. And everybody wanted to be part of the popular crowd, but if you became part of the popular crowd, then you had to dress like them, look like them, and be them.
And isn't the word we're looking for is fitting in? We have to fit in with them.
Yes. Yeah. And I kind of fell away from my mastermind groups because I could not fit in their box. Okay. I'm all about being unique. A zebra is my favorite animal because of its uniqueness, its stripes. There's not one zebra that looks exactly like another zebra because of their stripes. They're all unique and individual. And you don't really notice it till you get to know the zebra. I can't imagine sitting there and counting every stripe on a zebra to find out if one zebra had the same stripes as another zebra. Okay. But I do have some pictures where if they're standing head to head, they don't look the same. The stripes on them are different. they're shaped different. They are different sizes. And I think that as humans, we need to be reminded that we want to belong so bad that we try to put on the same stripes as the person around us and try to fit into who they are. And we think that's who we are. And
Yeah.
I think that's their. Go ahead.
It creates a false sense of acceptance when we will give into being like somebody else. And it's that there's a sociology term, it's called tribalism, where I want so badly to be liked or to be known. Yeah, that I'll do what you do in order to feel like I'm fitting in, or in order to feel like I belong. And a lot of us, I would say, don't really. It's hard to actually belong. And I wanted to make sure that as we get started on these early days of the Audacity Mode community, that we understand that this is not about fitting in. It's not about you all being like us. It's not about, the idea isn't that you parrot what we say. The idea is that you embrace your unique person in life, and you be that. And you have a place where you belong here, because we don't want you to fit in. We want you to belong. And as we were talking about it last night, I thought of some stuff in my early kind of community counseling formation. I thought of some things that Brene Brown said. Brene Brown is a pretty famous social worker who's done a lot of research around relationships. And she said the opposite of belonging is fitting in, because fitting in is assessing a group of people and thinking, who do I need to be? And I think that that's a thing that it's, you can see it when it's happening. And to those of us who know that we are unique and that we want to be unique, that almost brings up disgust, or it does for me. When you choose authenticity over fitting in, you tap into a strength that is uniquely yours. And that's what we want for you. We want you to choose your authenticity and tap into that strength that is uniquely yours. And I love this one. And like I said, she's done a ton of research. I probably could have brought you 50 quotes. This one says, true belonging is the spiritual practice of believing in and belonging to yourself so deeply that you can share your most authentic self with the world. And so I thought that really applied a lot to our focus on self-care right now, because when you do belong to yourself, it's easier for you to be yourself in the world. And then belonging never asks us to change who we are. It demands that we be who we are. And so we're kind of creating an environment where we do kind of demand that you be who you are, because we want you to belong. We don't want you to feel like you have to fit into something here. It's the entire presupposition of a authentic community, is that we were going to resist fitting in, and we're going to work on making sure that we're authentic and we're truly being ourselves in these places. So when Tiffany, yeah, go ahead.
I was thinking even about your conversation with me today, when I told you, look at me, I'm planning, I'm not a planner, I don't like to plan, I don't want to plan. And you go, well, I don't want to be an extrovert, but here I am. You know, I was like, oh, yeah. There's this part, some things we have to do because of the community. But when you begin to know that that's not who you are, you don't have to stay there. But like right now, with the holidays coming up and my husband having passed away a year ago, there's certain planning I have to do going into this holiday season, because I don't have two incomes, two people. You know, I don't have someone going, let's not do Christmas this year. Just kidding. But you know, so I have to plan. And Kirsten is not an extrovert by any means. She would much rather be behind the scenes and be doing all the stuff behind the scenes, where I'm very much an extrovert and could sit here in front of a video camera all day long, talking to you all day long, and I'd be a happy monkey. So, you know, that's our personality.
But I do think that there is room for us to stretch and grow. I don't want to imply that just because I'm an introvert, that I have to only be an introvert, because I also have unique talents and gifts and experiences that have placed me in a position where if I don't share it, I'm also responsible for that too. So at the end of
Yes.
the day, sometimes getting out of our comfort zone, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute as we talk about the keys to developing an authentic community. But sometimes we have to get out of our comfort zone and take some risks and do some things that make us maybe feel a little uncomfortable, but it's what really makes the relationships valuable. And so I just want to make sure that even though I might be comfortable with my head in a book and just listening to this, from afar, I would not be doing my best in the world if I didn't share what I've come to know from, stretching and growing. So, and I feel like that towards everybody else too. We all need to be able to share what we know. And sometimes it might make us uncomfortable, but that's okay.
Growing up in church, you would hear, some of us are fingers, some of us are toes, some of us are ears. And I mean, as a little kid, you hear that and you're like, oh yeah, okay. But I think as I began to understand how we're all unique, it takes your gift, my gift, their gift, his gift, her gift, the strengths and weaknesses alike in order to have a healthy community. Because I am a go-getter and I just, boom, and I will go overboard in order to make sure that something's done. And Kirsten will go, wait. You gotta slow down. We're not quite ready to do that yet. And I'm what they call a manifestor generator. And you'll learn about all this kind of stuff. But a manifestor generator doesn't just manifest stuff, it manifests and then some. It says, okay, we're going to have a party and we're going to do this and we're going to have someone popping out of a cake and we're going to have a circus and we're going to have animals and people have to slow me down because I can go overboard in what I'm doing. And Kirsten is you are
they call my personality, my energy personality is a reflector.
Yeah, reflector. So reflector is, let me think on this.
Yeah, it takes me a long time to make a decision, mostly because I feel other people's energy strongly. And so it takes me a little bit to determine what is my own energy and make a decision based on that and not based on what I feel from other people. I
take other people's energies and it drives me. Now we'll get into that later. This isn't what this conversation is about today, but that's kind of like what I was thinking about is your personality, my personality, and coming together, we've been able to do this successfully. Yeah. So
well, and looking for balance too. I mean, like your energy is good for me, and my energy is good for you. So long as we keep it in balance and we don't look at it from a negative perspective. And sometimes you can be frustrated with me because I'm dragging my feet, and I can be frustrated with you because you've got the circus coming. Anyway. I really in this call, I wanted to make sure that we're kind of setting the tone for how the Essential Circle community will be. And I just wanted it to be this place where everybody has a chance to belong. Not everybody is going to engage. Not everybody's going to try to fit in. Like, not everybody's going to participate at the same level, but I want everybody to have that opportunity to belong. And so I put together, I did some research on the internet and found some ideas about what it takes to create an authentic community. So Tiff, you want to share those? Want to kind of go back and forth and let's share those?
Yeah, the first thing it takes to create an authentic community is consistency in participating. Okay, we have to keep showing up to engage in the discussions. Okay, I don't care if we show up once a week or once a month, but being consistent in what you do to show up. I show up every day, at least one time a day. Okay, and I plan on it. And so that's my commitment to this group is at least one time a day I'm going to show up. Okay. Mm-hmm. But if you show up even on this call and hear what we got going on for the week and only show up on this call, you're at least committed to something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's finding what you're willing to do and then doing it.
Yep. I love that. The next thing is we have to be willing to take some risks. There's really any good relationship that has love and respect and mutuality and service has some risks in it. There's no relationship that doesn't have risks. And so even here in this community, we're taking some risks and putting ourselves out there. And so we have to be willing to take those risks and put ourselves out there. And sometimes it's practice. Sometimes I say things and I'm like, ooh, maybe I should have said that a different way. But at the end of the day, taking those risks is really important because there's also rewards in taking risks. And I love to see the reward side of taking risks.
The next thing, and that's great. I love the rewards. I love the good old pats on the back. Okay. But I've learned that I still have to do something even without the reward. The risk is worth the reward, even if the reward is something I didn't expect it to be, if that makes sense.
And that is
the next
thing. The reward is the next thing in an authentic community.
Right. Be known. We want this group to know your name, your story, what your hopes are, what your thoughts are. What are you feeling? We want to know your innermost selves. Okay? This is not a group where you come in to find out where we are the leaders and you're following us. We are all leaders in this group. And we want you to connect with each other because everyone is going to be able to find someone to connect to that maybe become the mentor to help that person get to the next place. Okay, I don't have everything that everybody needs. Kirsten doesn't have everything that everybody needs, but we as a community can help each other. And that's where it comes. And because we have been hurt before, some of us are not transparent enough to be known. And that's okay. It takes time to build that trust and to be able. So do it in pieces. What's that one piece that you're willing to share with us? And let us prove ourselves to you in this group. That's what we're here for you. That's what this group is about.
Yeah, cool. Love that. And remember that it takes time because it's not going to happen overnight. Like, it really does take time to allow yourself to learn that it's okay to share little pieces at a time. I like this point, and I wish I could have made it the first point. It said, run to the messy. Like, we all have some form of challenges in our lives, and it's about sharing the challenges and allowing other people to give us support and perspective, because just because I think I know something from my experiences doesn't mean I've thought of everything. My kind of original mentor in young adulthood, she said life was like a disco ball and you could only see the spots that the light were shining on. So there was when it's a disco ball, there's lots of those little mirrors that the light isn't shining on. And so somebody else might turn a light on and shine the light in some way that we hadn't thought of. And so it's not that we want you to put all your trash into the group, but don't be afraid of being vulnerable and talking a little bit about messy. I think we're on purpose showing up here. Tiffany went to church today, so she's got makeup on and jewelry. But I honestly, our water heater broke down night before last, and I haven't had a shower for this is my third day. I'm gonna have to go to Tiffany's later and take a shower. But that's
and I showed up last week. I mean, it's all about be who you are at that moment. I would not have been able to do that a year ago, to be honest with you. That's how far I've come, is being able to show up where I'm at and who I am at that moment. Okay. Yeah. I have a little bit of makeup on, but I barely even put any makeup on because I am falling in love with me the way I am. I don't put I used to put a cake of makeup on. I don't today. So sorry. I went there.
That's your growth. That's your growth, though. And that doesn't mean that you were messy before and you're not messy now. I mean, it's just allowing us to accept ourselves where we're at is important. But what we want is for you to know that in this group, we're not trying to avoid the difficult. Like, we know that life is difficult, and some of the things we're talking about are difficult. And hopefully we're giving you enough space in the discussion, in the weekly, different posts, that we are able to put that out there if we need to.
And don't avoid the difficult. Don't avoid it. Still keep showing up. And eventually you'll see that, you know what, it's okay. Love first. Love first. I'm going to say it for a third time, love first. Seeing ourselves and others through the goodness of love allows authentic interaction to be life-giving. Okay? Love is a crazy, crazy thing. We've learned to love by our parents' love, and not always was that love a healthy love. Okay? So I think in here we might learn what healthy love is. Maybe we already got it. I'm still learning what healthy love is. I'm 52 years old, but I think as long as I focus on loving someone the way I love myself, then our love will change, because we realize we're not loving ourselves very much, if that makes any sense. I think as we learn to love ourselves, our love for others changes. And we really can't love other people unconditionally till we learn to love ourselves unconditionally, no judgments. And I'm not there 100%, but I'm closer than I was this time last year. So
yeah, so true. I love that. True healthy love is really without judgment. It's not without discernment, but it's without judgment. And we're not judging ourselves harshly, and then we're not judging others harshly, and we're not needing others to do anything for us to make us feel better. But if we love first, our conversations will be way, way more productive. I learned this next.
I tell you, there's one person that I know is very good at this, and this is my niece, that she's my sister's daughter. And if Kirsten wants to say her name out loud, that's fine. But she is so great as not being judgmental. I mean, that girl loves, and she's teaching me. This is how we say we learn from our children. She's 33 years old, and she's teaching me how to love with no judgment. You just love. You just choose it. You don't tell somebody what to do. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's great. I do think that's important. That's an important point. Since we're talking about we can learn from anybody, so that's a very important point. She's involved in the group, so maybe at some point she'll pipe in and talk about her perspective on how to do that. She's not on the call, but she's in our group. I learned this next one, and actually, kind of as an aside, when I was in my counseling courses, I learned about this concept called unconditional positive regard. And it was a theory of Carl Rogers, who was one of the early forefathers of counseling. And he talked about, and I was like, that just sounds like love to me, unconditional positive regard. Sometimes we talk about unconditional love, and I'm not sure that love is completely unconditional, but I can have positive regard for somebody. I can care about what they're going through. I can see things and have empathy for them, even if I don't necessarily like everything about what's happening. So sorry for doing that. But I also learned this next thing called curiosity. Because in an authentic community, we have to have some curiosity about what's happening in the group, about what's happening in the other person, about what's happening to me, inside of me when something comes up for me. I think curiosity is such an important part of authenticity. And so what I wrote about that is curiosity is a form of openness that allows us to replace judgment with learning. So if we can consider how each of us have a unique experience and being open to hearing about different perspectives, that curiosity will help us learn and grow. We'll be open, and we will grow in ways that we couldn't imagine. So I love that curiosity is such an important part. I also think I'm going to say the last one too, because I think it's important. Believe that it is possible to have an authentic community, because some of us have not had any authentic community. We haven't been able to see it in our lives. So, and I think society has a way of kind of forcing us to have to fit in. And so I think there's a lot of resistance. We have to create resistance in the fitting in part, and we have to believe that authentic community is possible, and all of us need to work on believing that, so that we're all contributing to making it possible. Because if we keep that goal of authentic community in our minds and we believe it's possible, and then we commit to participate, we're going to have a pretty amazing place, for not just ourselves, but for others who are still coming along behind us. And I love that there's a handful, I think we're up to maybe 20 of early adopters that are really getting involved. And I love that we're going to be the ones that get to set the tone for where the community goes. So those are the keys to authentic community. And I don't know, Tiff, if when we get this done, we can pop in like a little thing that recaps each one about, you know, what each one is.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen, even if I have to do another quick video to put it all together, to tag on at the end of this. But I've been practicing doing videos, and I hope you notice they're getting better and better and better. But you will find notes in the comments as well on the YouTube video. Listen, just so you know, as we're moving forward, Kirsten and I are going to be intentional about checking in with our members individually. Our goal is at least one time a month checking in with you guys and seeing how you're doing, because you're important to us. And we just want you to know that you're important, and we get busy. And so if we haven't checked in with you, or you would like us to check in with you, don't be afraid to check in with us. We want you to know our chat, our email is an open door, open line of communication to our community. Okay. We are always available for you if there's something you need to discuss or go in deeper. And we also have coaching available as well that maybe we'll talk about at some point. And so you'll know more about what you can do with coaching. But I never want anyone to feel like they're alone. I don't want you to be sitting at home. You have no one to talk to.
I do want to say this, Tiff. I don't want to presuppose that we're always available, because we do have other work that we do, and we have jobs, and we have kids, and we sleep sometimes. So let's say that we're going to do our best. If you reach out to us, we're going to do our best to reach back out to you. Those are boundaries. Those are healthy boundaries for all of us. And if you're in true struggle, I want you to make sure that you have the right mental health support. There is a mental health hotline for people that may be struggling with suicidal thoughts. And that is, I think it's 611 now. No, that's not 611. What is it? Oh, shoot. I can't remember. 611. Maybe we'll look that up and we can put that in the notes also. But honestly, make sure that you are checking in with us if you want us to check in with you more than once a month. We're open, and I want to make sure that it's a discussion between us. We're not going to overwhelm you with checking in with you, but if you want more check-ins, just let us know. What's our focus next week?
I don't think we discussed it, but I'm wondering if we don't want to see if my favorite niece, my favorite oldest niece, not my favorite niece, my favorite oldest niece, okay, wants to come on and talk next week about what we talked about, non-judgmental love, how to just be like non-judgmental.
I love that idea.
You think she would do that?
She might be willing to do that.
I think having a guest speaker would be good at least once a month.
I like that as an idea. Look at us just making stuff up on the fly. We'll check with her and see. We're at our 30-minute mark, so we need to be careful about people's time. But we'll let people know in the community how it's going to go. And if you haven't already joined our community, we would invite you to do so. You'll find the link in the notes. And Tiffany is the main moderator in the Essentials community, and we would love to see you there and get involved.
All right, you guys have a great evening and we'll see you on the other side. Bye.
Take care. Bye.